Hi and welcome. My name is Lisa. My neighbors are excited to see the upcoming projects, and I hope you are as well. For those of you returning, welcome back. And to anyone who's new, welcome. I hope you consider joining and subscribing. It's fun, free, and festive. In today's video, we're going to do several fall projects as well as a couple of Christmas decorations. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll dive into our first project. Celebrating the bold and brilliant colors of fall, I'm taking a picture from this Pathways calendar from Dollar Tree. You'll also need one of the $1.25 8x10 frames. These calendars are really pretty, and they're full of lovely glossy images that can be framed or used in a variety of ways. I'm moving on to the November scene, which is a leaf-strewn pathway and with bold, brilliant colors around it. Proceed with much prayer, and your way will be made plain is such a lovely verse, and I'm going to highlight that in this piece of art. I'm taking apart the frame, which is so easy by simply removing the clips and removing the back easel, the paper, and the glass. You'll want to save all of that because we're going to reassemble it once we've completed the project. This is such a fun, easy project. You're going to use that piece of glass as a template, outline that glass over the portion of the image that you want to highlight. I have, as you see, using that left section, I'm outlining it with a pen, and that'll give me my cut line. Once you've traced that outline, simply cut along your pen line, and you'll have a nice clean cut that should fit perfectly back into the frame. Before we reassemble it, though, we're going to embellish that picture with some of the Arteza gold. I'm using a fine paintbrush and some of that Arteza gold, which is a beautiful thick paint. By letting it sit out for about a half hour, it will thicken even more, and that makes for a very nice application. It provides kind of a three-dimensional effect when you apply it against some of the areas of gold in the painting. Here you can see I'm just basically dotting it along some of those gold leaves and other areas of golden yellow on the picture. I spend a few minutes just kind of having fun, creating those embellishments, accenting the areas that are already in gold and yellow, and that really does highlight and make more beautiful this picture. It also gives it a bit of a shine and sparkle, as well as a little bit of a three-dimensional effect. It's almost like a paint by number because you're just embellishing what's already there. I let it dry for about an hour and a half since the paint is a bit thick, and it just turned out beautifully. You can see the shine that Arteza gold paint provides, and it really did enliven that already beautiful print. Now I'm just going to reassemble the frame. We're going to go ahead and put the frame and the glass over top. You can see how beautifully this turned out. The total cost was $2.50 plus a very small quantity of the Arteza gold paint. Now I'm going to add one more small embellishment. I took some of the brightly colored leaves off of one of the stems from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to just hot glue two into the one lower corner and one in the upper corner, just to kind of mimic that expression of leaves falling from the trees and landing on that leaf-strewn pathway. And here you can see how I've displayed it on a narrow table in our entry hall. I think it's just beautiful and inspirational, and it has such lovely dimension. The calendars at Dollar Tree are full of these pretty glossy pictures, and ones that you can use in similar ways depending on your own decor and color palette. For less than $3, you can have a lot of fun customizing these for your own homes and as gifts. I really love how this turned out, and depending on the season, you could have all kinds of different framed prints that you then embellish with some paint and other accents. Now our next project is seasonless, but it would also make a lovely small gift or stocking stuffer. I'm taking this pretty napkin with the hydrangea blooms and the butterfly embellishment. I purchased a package of these at Marshall's. I often find beautiful napkins there. And in this case, it's actually a 3-ply napkin. And I separated it once, and then I actually had to separate it again. But you want just that overlay that has the design. And from that, you will take a pretty portion of the image and cut according to how you want it laid out on the interior of the oyster shell. I purchased my oyster shells already cleaned and painted with that gilded edge. It makes for a very nice backdrop for any lovely design that you want to Mod Podge on. As you do the project, you'll see the result appears as though the image has been painted on the interior of the shell. Quite beautiful. Here you see, I'm just cutting out broadly the portion of the design that I want to center on the interior of the shell. Once you have the image cut out broadly, take some Mod Podge mat and using a fine paintbrush, cover the interior of the shell liberally with the Mod Podge. Then place your design, overlaying it so that the portion of the design you want visible on the interior of the shell is centered the way it looks visually pleasing to you. Use your thumb and fingers to just very delicately impress it down onto the shell. I'm going to add some Mod Podge luster to give this a lovely finished effect. I want it to have a little bit of a shine. So I'm just using a paintbrush to apply the Mod Podge luster over that surface. And you'll see, once it dries clear, the image will look as though it's been painted on the shell. This is absolutely exquisite. I am so thrilled with how this turned out. Learning this basic, simple technique opens a wide window of opportunities for creating these beautiful gifts. This would make a lovely ring or earrings holder. I think you'll love making these. And now we're going to make one more. This one has been pre-drilled, and I'm going to turn this one into a Christmas ornament. I'm using some Mod Podge mat liberally on the interior of the shell, just as we did before, but this time we're going to use an image, a Christmas image that's on parchment paper. That's a more durable paper. So in this case, we can go ahead and add our top coat of Mod Podge immediately. Once it dries, we'll just carefully trim around the edges, exposing that gold edge, which is so pretty. And then for this one, we're going to do something a little different. I was thinking it would be nice to carry through the theme at the bottom, using some straw to continue the image of the manger filled with the straw. So I got some straw from Dollar Tree. I broke some of the straw off from one of their little hay bales, and it's very shredded, so it was perfect in terms of the texture. And I used some Mod Podge's glue around the base of the shell there underneath the manger. Now, once I get the Mod Podge applied, I'm just going to sprinkle that straw on, and it will adhere very nicely. That creates a three-dimensional experience, and it carries through the theme of baby Jesus in the manger right to the outer edge. And now for a final embellishment, I'm going to add a drop of hot glue to the top there, and then I'm going to attach a jewel from Totally Dazzled. I enjoy embellishing with those sparkly embellishments. It really does add a nice touch and evokes the feeling of the star over Bethlehem. And you can see it's a very detailed picture, but very beautiful. To all of you who follow my channel, you know I love to use these cylinder vases from Dollar Tree. They're just $1.25 and they are amazingly versatile. You can use and reuse these window clings, and I am going to decorate this one using some of the pretty fall window clings. This one, Fall in Love, is so pretty, and they all complement each other in terms of the color palette. I'm going to go all the way around the vase with different decorations. Here's a basket of flowers. There's some pumpkins, all different designs. And once we get it completely decorated, it'll provide not only the opportunity to be a vase for either fresh or faux flowers, but also as a candle holder. You can see that in about 2 minutes, you can decorate a vase so beautifully using these window clings. And now I'm going to put a battery-powered pillar candle inside. It creates a beautiful glow in the daytime and especially in the evening. And this size candle fits perfectly into this vase. You can see how beautifully that illuminates the designs and creates a very warm glow. The final step is to go into Dollar Tree over in their glassware section where they have vases and candles, and you'll see they have these wonderful candlesticks for $1.25. I like to paint them using the Krylon gold metallic paint. The gold color really does elevate them into elegant pedestals for almost anything you want to use. Here I have a vase I designed using the Krylon gold. Over beside it is an acorn I also spray painted with that gold, and you can see it's resting on one of the candlesticks, also spray painted. Here, the vase we just finished is displayed on the gold candlestick, and I think it just adds a beautiful enhancement because it does elevate the item and it does add a touch of elegance. Having it elevated that way really does give it more beautiful presence on your tablescape. And now, as another nod to the Christmas season, we're going to frame the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, and we're going to embellish it using these 2 lovely ballerina ornaments that I found today at Dollar Tree. I found them in with the Christmas ornaments, and I don't remember seeing these before. They're really beautifully embellished with sparkly sequins and fur, and they have kind of an iridescent finish. I'm just opening up the $1.25 8x10 photo frame, and we're going to disassemble it. You'll want to set aside all of the parts because we're going to keep and reuse all of them. I bought this sheet music off of Amazon after I saw Jamie, the crafty DIY guy, do a similar project, and I was inspired by it, and I wanted to create something similar. So I purchased the sheet music, and I'm going to use the cover of it. I love the bold pinks and blacks of the design. Jamie had a very clever approach as well. He took 2 5x7 frames and he framed the actual musical score. So again, I want to acknowledge Jamie for inspiring me to come up with this project. So you can see now I have it cut out to fit back into the frame. I don't want to use the mat, however, because it will cut into the design. So you can see I'm just going to lay the image back against the glass and reassemble all the parts. The deep pink looks very striking against the black trim of the frame. Now I'm just taking those pretty ornaments of the ballerinas and cutting off the string and the tags. And I'm going to position them against the front of the glass, and I'm going to attach them using some hot glue. That brings the theme of the design right into a 3-dimensional experience. And I'm just so pleased with these ornaments and this layout. So as you can see, I'm just adding some hot glue to the back of her costume, and we will just place her in this lower right corner. The movement of these dancers really does add a beautiful charm. And now we'll just do the same thing with the other dancer, adding hot glue to the back of the costume and then adhering it right up here against that lovely pink. Isn't this beautiful? Again, for just a few dollars, what a lovely decorative piece. I have some fun ideas for displaying this, and I will show you those in my upcoming video that I'm working on now. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and also please consider subscribing. Take care and God bless.